you may know my next guest for the various speed records that he's set in the air and on the water, or maybe for the companies that he's founded, including Virgin Atlantic Airways, Virgin Cola, and Virgin Records. Please welcome, folks, Britain's favorite billionaire, Richard Branson.
What's his name? Where does he live?
Does this work for you? Does this work for you wherever you go? Only a billionaire could walk in the room, grab Salma Hayek, and throw him on his lap.
She got you to take your clothes off, so I thought, you know.
Yeah. Rest of us tried that. It worked out different. All right, now, first of all, welcome to the program. Very nice to have you here. And I want to start talking about the airlines. I've never flown your airline. Not because I don't want to. I just have not had the opportunity to fly Virgin Airways. And I've heard some amazing things about this. I've heard that you get a massage if you fly on this plane. Everyone gets their own television set. Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, you give me a job. If this movie doesn't do well, please go see it. It's wonderful.
Isn't she lovely?
Yes, very nice.
Yeah,
I hate your life, by the way. You've got $1 billion. Why do you also have to have Salma Hayek massaging you, pal? No, yeah, but what can you do? How can you go further with the airlines? What can you add that you don't already have? Because they're said to be the most luxurious planes in the world. I mean, what are you going to add?
Well, I think most traveling by planes is generally pretty horrendous, so we like to make it fun. Mm-hmm. And so we have things like stand-up bars and you say masseuses and then at the turn of the century, we're now going to turn the Mile High Club into a legitimate thing, and we're going to put double beds on the planes with proper rooms and jacuzzis.
You're going to have people doing it on the airline, like as part of a planned event?
Well, you can do it on boats, you can do it in your home, so why shouldn't you be able to do it on planes?
Okay. And so this is going to be something that you encourage, actually. You have the beds. Is there going to be a light-up sign that says, you may now return to the fun, you know? The turbulence is over?
We weren't planning to rent it out in a 10-minute or 5-minute basis. We were actually going
to... Why'd you gesture to me on 5 minutes, pal? Let me assure you, even that is optimistic.
It's going to be an all-night affair for people like Salma and her English boyfriend.
You touch her one more time, I'll rip your head off, pal. I don't care how much money you have. What about this? You have a Virgin Cola on the market, and I heard this rumor. I actually told some jokes about it about a year ago that you're going to repackage the bottles in a very interesting way. Tell us what you're going to do.
Well, I had dinner with Pamela Anderson, and I thought she's got a lovely
You just had to drop that in, didn't you? Yeah.
And so we've actually, she was kind enough to let us, you know, shape a Virgin Cola bottle after her looks. It's called the Pammy. When we first designed it, it kept on tipping over.
But the bottle is going to be shaped like Pam Anderson's bust. That's what you're saying?
Well, like her body, yeah. Beautiful, beautiful body, and you can,
people
we can drink it.
Drink out of the torso.
Exactly.
Right.
So we've cut the top.
Don't make a Tommy Lee bottle, all right? No one's going to want it. Why'd you call your company Virgin? What was the inspiration there? Were you sentimental about your first time? Was there something about it that made you think?
Well, I was 15 and I was inexperienced at business. I was experienced other things, and my first time. What was your first time like?
Oh, my God, I was going to talk about 54.
Well, I was about 16 years old. And
you just said 15. The story keeps changing.
No, I was 15 when I made the name of the company. I was 16 when I actually did it.
Uh-huh.
And I made love to this lovely creature who had this wonderful orgasm, and I stopped making love to her, and she carried on.
Wait a minute.
You asked me a question.
What kind of guy just throws in, I just finished making love, and she had a terrific orgasm?
I then
Don't throw that in.
I then stopped making...
You talk about your orgasm. You don't talk about her orgasm.
Let me finish my story.
Braggart, all right.
I then finished making love to her, and she carried on having an orgasm, which I didn't think was possible. I thought, men had to be participating in order for a woman to have an orgasm. And so I decided to, sort of participate again, and she said, asthma attack, call an ambulance. So and that's all it was. He wasn't having an orgasm at all, so...
She was desperately ill. Now,
ever since then, I can only go out with asthmatics. So.
Yeah. Now, let's before we continue, I want to ask also. I want to get away.
We're on an airline. We're also very serious.
Yes, I know, very serious man. Let's talk about the modeling agency. You have your own modeling agency, which is called.
Well, Virgin Girls. That's just called Storm. But...
Oh, okay. You didn't call it that. All right. And you represent some big time models. Kate Moss.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
Walking through an airport, there she was, and
you just walked up to her and said, "Be one of my models."
Well, we asked her mother actually. She was quite young at the time, and
she was 2.
we thought Virgin Girls we might be done under the Trade Descriptions Act, which is why we
right. So it's no secret one of your weaknesses is beautiful women. You love beautiful women.
I think both of us do somehow, but yeah, I love beautiful women.
Yeah, I do too.
Puddings.
Yeah. And what? What else do you like?
And sticky puddings. And maybe the mixture of the two.
Okay. Okay, if she's willing, that's fine to be covered in hot toffee. And
I've been going out with the same girl for 22 years, so there we go.
Right, you're married.
I'm
Point
married.
that out, yeah. And don't tell her not to watch the show where you're grabbing Salma Hayek and throwing her all over the place. Let me ask you, one of your passions also ballooning around the world. I'm curious, what is it about billionaires and trying to circumnavigate the globe in a balloon? Why do you guys, I mean, if I had $1 billion, I would just sit at home and do whatever I wanted. I wouldn't be trying to float around the world in a balloon. But yet you and other billionaires are constantly trying to do it. What's the fascination?
Well, you're right. We're slightly a little bit off our heads, otherwise we wouldn't be wanting to do it. But I think all of us are balloonists. We love ballooning. I've managed to cross the Atlantic and the Pacific in a balloon,
right.
As has Steve Fawcett.
Is it just because no one else has done it that you want to do it?
I think it's partly because nobody else has done it, but it's also the magnificence of flying at 35,000 feet at 150 miles an hour, blown only by the wind, and trying to circumnavigate the world. And in 2 months' time, we hopefully will succeed. Steve had a fantastic flight.
Yeah, he got like 2/3 of the way around the world, right?
He was very lucky to survive it, but he had an incredible flight.
I think it's always embarrassing when the balloon, it always starts off so majestically, and then it always ends with you guys in a tree in a farm somewhere. Oh, boy, could you get that ladder? Be a good boy, would you please? Just sitting in a basket waiting for someone to get you out of a tree. That's the part that... I wouldn't like that part.
Well... I think that's where the word basket case came from.
Yeah, probably. One last question.
Lindbergh ended up in a bog, so there we go.
Oh, he did. No, it's a great, it's a spirit of adventure. At least you're having fun.
Would you go?
Would I go in a balloon? I'm scared of heights.
Would you go? Sorry.
Yes, I'd like to try.
All right, I've got some ballast, I think. We're off.
It's always nice when you refer to a beautiful woman as ballast.
Maybe he's done so many times on the plane, and that's why he wants to try.
I think I'm actually safe in talking to her as ballast. I think she's about the least ballast one could.
I think so.
I'm Mexican. I don't know what that means, so I can't, say, hey.
It means when the balloon goes down, you go out.
Just don't try to...
Very nice. Yes, I'm going.
You know what she really likes when you go arriba, arriba, arriba. Little tip. Try that out on her.
She said, "Slap your face."
All right. I got to mention this. The new Virgin Megastore on Union Square in New York City opens tomorrow at noon. I better get some free stuff. With Marilyn Manson joining in the ribbon-cutting ceremony. Very cool.
It was either Marilyn Manson or the mayor, but we decided...
one or the other?
One was cool.
Rudolph Giuliani, Marilyn Manson. 6 of one to half a dozen of another. All right, Richard, thank you very much for stopping by. Good to have you here. Richard Branson, everybody. The Dixie Chicks are coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. That's our show for the night. Thanks a lot for being here. We want to thank all our guests. Stay tuned for later, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.